Beautiful.
The following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
The show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-minute warning.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of 5-Minute Warning. Once again, I am your host, leading you through the craziness of our world. My name is Ruben Brown. And if you've already noticed, Mo B and AG aren't here today. But I couldn't come do this by myself because that's not how I roll. And plus, y'all will probably just hang up because nobody wants to listen to me talk by myself. So I went back into the past, and I got my boys together, and we used to do a show a long time ago, and all this other craziness. So I just pulled them on the show. So first of all, Marcus J is in the house. Marcus J, how you living today, brother?
I'm great, man. I'm glad to be here. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Most definitely. And of course, the funniest man in the room, I guarantee. Jay Grizzy, how you doing, baby?
I'm living lovely, baby. Thank you for having me, church.
The guy starts early. So, we got AG talking. What's up, AG? Enjoy. We miss you here, but hey, I know you got some things you got to do, but we gonna try to hold it down for you this week, UMOB. But yeah, I mean, how y'all doing today, Marcus? How we doing, brother?
I'm good, man. It's a good day. It's a peaceful day. It's the restful day. It's the self-care day. So, I've been in that space all throughout the day, getting ready to tackle the new week coming up here tomorrow. So we're in the final stages of the weekend, and I'm glad to be here. I'm in a good space today. I appreciate you asking me, big bruh.
I appreciate that. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And Jay, man, how you? Jay, I was gonna ask you what that monstrosity is on the wall, but I ain't trying to disrespect nobody. What's up, man? How you living?
First of all, let me change my spectacles for a moment. Let the audience see what it is. What you're witnessing right here is how my man Booker T say two-time fantasy league championship and six-time Super Bowl world champion that my auntie made for me, Pittsburgh Steelers. She made a door knocker. What you call them? What you call them joints? You put on your door ornament. I say, nah, this gonna go right here. So that's what that is. So you can joke all you want. We could talk about your Commanders somewhere along the lines of this show, but just know that 6 is on this side, and wherever Marcus J is in this quadrant, he's gonna say some more. So I'll leave it at that.
But we're not gonna talk about the Steelers today. So I'm glad y'all got some championships. I'm glad that you are a 2-time champion and stuff like that. But we're gonna leave all that for football season, because I know when football season starts, everybody gonna be talking about something, and you never know. And of course, I thought he won't go be here today. Mo B's in the house. What's going on, Mo B?
Better late than never, man.
Oh man, this is so. First of all, we haven't had a 4-box in like at least a year and a half. So I already know this is about to be crazy. So, man, I mean, before we get into the craziness, I know Mo B. I'm glad you returned from parts unknown, and you might not have had a chance to catch it, but WWE did this little thing called SummerSlam last night, man, and I mean, all I got to say is a tractor versus a ring, the ring didn't win. But I'm gonna be honest with you, that could have been the most boring match, second boringest match on the card for me. Pretty much after, for me, pretty much after old girl kept her Raw Women's title, and all that stuff went down after that. I would say my next favorite moment was the entrance of the Baron Corbin match, because when that crowd came up there and started singing "Bum Ass Corbin," come on, man, you gotta, Marcus. I see that face, but when they were singing "Bum Ass Corbin," come on, that shit was funny, bro.
It was funny, but that's
about it. The match was terrible.
I'll be honest with you, though. I'm gonna be honest with you. Watching that reminds me of why I quit watching wrestling in the early 2000s. When you and I have conversations, and you always be trying to get me to watch all the other wrestlers. Hey, you got to watch this, man. You be wanting me to give it more than the 3 hours a month that I have in me. It's because of matches like that they actually would put on a pay-per-view. So instead of fixing whatever you blundered with this nonsense with Seth Rollins and pulling him off of the card because of some kayfabe injury to some dude that most of us who watch wrestling wonder when he's going to put shoes on, instead of figuring out a way to get Seth Rollins back on the pay-per-view, we got to deal with Baron Corbin. And we got to act like that was, like, oh, they were teammates when they played football. Like, that's how you selling this match? Like, really? I could go on a rant, I promise you, about everything they did last night.
Hey, Marcus, I'm just glad that I'm not the only one that.
Oh my God, people talking about how it was a good pay-per-view. They had two good moments. Anytime Bianca Belair is on the screen, that's a good moment. That's a good moment because she's the hottest thing in there other than Roman Reigns, who I'm gonna take a little credit for, because I said years ago they needed to turn him heel, get him white hot before you turn him back babyface. And that's exactly what they about to do. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and the ending of that match was I mean, I was looking at it and I'm seeing the beer truck with Stone Cold. Like, what the hell is happening?
Here's what I'll say about last night in regards to WWE. And I agree with what everybody's saying. The thing is that those two matches that Mark and Mo B said, because of those two matches, y'all talking about Bianca's match and Roman's match.
Yeah.
Because those two matches were so good in my eyes, as a Jimmy Crockett Jr. every Friday night, Mid-Atlantic wrestling, Sheiky baby, Macho Man shirt wearing wrestling fan. Those two matches was so good, it overshadowed the rest of the card. That's my opinion. Yeah, what's the boy from
Usos and the Street Profits are good though. Usos and Street Profits.
I forgot. That too. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. And
but it wasn't better. It wasn't better than the first one. It wasn't better than the first one though, and that's the problem. The problem is
what you mean first one?
The one that the Money in the Bank was so good, it was just hard for them to top that.
You talking about Usos
and Street Profits. The Money in the Bank was so good. That one was okay. And I mean, they want to split the Street Profits up so bad. And I'm just like, why y'all got to do that? Split somebody else up. But no, I will agree. I mean,
I don't know why they're trying to split up the good, like the Hurt Business.
You think
whose idea was to split them up? Like, do you know what kind of run they could have went on with that?
That's because they knew Lashley was already over. So I mean, the audience knew Lashley was already over.
With the Horsemen.
All right.
So you didn't need a group around him, so that's why they were able to break him up. So if he wasn't trying to get somebody else over, who else was with them? Shelton Benjamin? I mean, not Shelton Benjamin. What was the other?
Cedric Alexander and Benjamin.
Yeah. If they couldn't get over like that, they not worthy.
Yeah.
But look at just hanging out with Roman Reigns, with keeping them together. is showing you how you can get the Usos back over. Like the Usos been over.
Oh, they've been.
But now they're even more over just by being with Roman Reigns. And you could have gotten the same thing with the other two guys, with Bobby Lashley. And MVP, like, I don't know what happened to this dude, you know, in the last 20 years since he was a mid-card in WCW. But somehow he done figured out the Paul Heyman role. You know what I'm saying? And I think he could have done, I think that could have been something.
Yeah. But
of course.
I don't know. So real quick, so we can move on. Out of 5 stars, Marcus, what are you giving SummerSlam?
3.
Jay?
3. It was average at best.
All right. Jay?
3.5.
I agree. And I'm like 3.5 too, because the Bianca Belair match was dope. The after the match was dope. The Roman puts me to sleep, man. I can't do it. I watched the Street Profits, man. And that match was okay. It was better than most of the other crap up there, especially that thing called a SmackDown Women's Title match. That was trash. I mean, so
yeah.
But I did like the fact that they have Riddle came out there, got his ass beat again. So I mean, I gave it an extra half a star.
I like Riddle. I like the weed surfer dude.
I'll add this one thing, man. How you gonna have a pay-per-view of this magnitude, and you, one, don't have Seth Rollins on it, and 2, you only have AJ Styles for a quick run-in? Come on, man. To put somebody else over? Come on, man. Really?
I didn't even know the backstory with Seth. I'm not
even sure.
Is the first time. Tonight is the first time I've heard anything about it.
Nah, apparently they're just moving that to the Clash of the Castle pay-per-view. That's all they're doing. They're
over in England, and who the fuck is going to watch that?
Everybody probably.
I mean, we'll watch it. You know, it'll be nice to see. You know, McIntyre is the top guy in his country, but you know he should have been on the card last night. Like,
let's stop beating around the bush. This was all about what it's going to look like after Vince, and whether they can recapture what they had when we were big wrestling marks, right? And if you were to use SummerSlam as a gauge of where you are as a wrestling fan, will that, again, I'll stick with a 3.5. Like, you don't because you got competition, you got AEW, ROH / you know, and for somebody like me, you gotta outdo your competition. And right now, even with Vince or Stephanie, or you could bring Shane back, I'm not sold. So let's keep it real.
Mo B, did you catch any SummerSlam at all?
Nah, man. I saw a couple of highlights. But no, I haven't even caught the show. But it was just refreshing to hear Marcus J sound like I sound every time I'm talking to you. When you trying to convince me to watch more wrestling, I'm like, bro, man, they've kind of lost me, man. Like I'll check in with the pay-per-views, you know what I'm saying? It's like a soap opera. I know I can tune in every 2 or 3 weeks. Ain't that much shit happen in between. They'll catch me up between the matches. I'll decide if I'm really invested in it, and you know, then we keep it moving. Because me and you've already discussed, like, all the time. Every time I see somebody that I'm like has so much potential, I've just watched over the last like decade them just waste them. You know what I'm saying? Just literally waste them.
Bray Wyatt. He's the one that should have ended the streak.
Possibly.
Hell, I mean, look, man, Keith Lee. Look what they did with Keith Lee. Like, they brought him up in the main roster. He was trash.
What's the deal with the pink tights that was with the Miz?
Oh my God, the Miz.
He wore the pink tights, and he used to do this thespian type of thing. He used to mimic.
Oh, you talking about John Morrison?
No, not Morrison. He was over.
You talking about Elias?
No, he used to mimic the Miz.
Oh,
Darso.
You know what I'm talking about. I know you're talking about.
And he had a cup of coffee, but he was over to me, and they just. I mean, I can't think of his name. Yeah,
we
got Rube. We could talk about this all day. Yeah. We all know Vince touched every single one of them and get paid for it. That's all I'm gonna say. Allegedly.
All right. So, oh man, the board's blowing up. Good, Dre. I'm the 5th best person on the show. Thanks, Dre. I appreciate you. Dre.
Dre is my guy. Already, hold on. Dre is my guy.
Hey, you ain't been up here that long. Wait,
Nah,
he'll lose you in a minute.
Oh, shit. I need to hear this. Hold on. I need to fucks with him. I need to know where he gonna lose me at. For real. I need to know where he gonna lose me at. If he lose me at some Trump shit, then I'm signing.
Nah.
Oh God. AG called us a Stay Ready All-Stars. All right, that's gonna be interesting. I mean, okay. What's going on, Black Morticia Adams?
Peace.
Yeah, don't do me like that. That's real. And no, Dre, you're not stating facts. Let's see. Moby coming live from the basement, like AG and Free.
He got a whole, but my homeboy got a whole column behind him.
Hey man,
So he's living right.
This is a decorative lamp. What are you talking about? This just for the look. This is just for the look.
It looked like a column, though. I ain't gonna lie. The whole time I thought that was a column. Mind blown.
I said I'm bugged up right now. I said, homeboy,
oh my God,
is living right.
Yeah, I thought that was a column, though. I did.
Y'all killing me right now, man. Y'all killing me.
Rube, you should have known better, homeboy.
Man, I saw it, but I just didn't pay no attention to it. Let's see.
But I say, you know this shit won't hit last show. So you think I came down here and just built the column?
Man, I don't know what you be doing in your house, man. Shit. Moco Cowboy, what's my take on Vincent Kennedy McMahon getting the boot? He shouldn't have been touching people. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, the thing, at least he paid for it both ways.
Yeah.
Let's see. Marcus like that one.
In these days and times, we can't co-sign nobody touching nobody, even if he paid for it. So on that note, I'm gonna just sit back here. Like
I'm just saying, like
not online, you gonna co-sign it. You know?
No, I'm just saying. At this point in time, like, are we ever surprised that a rich white dude gets busted for doing some inappropriate shit? Like at this point in time, it's like it'd almost be more surprising if he hadn't done that shit.
That's a real talk.
I can't do that.
People don't think like that, though. People don't think like, yo, he ran the biggest wrestling company in the world for like 30, what is it, 82, 83, 40 years. 40. So he is the boss of all bosses. If you could talk to a Saudi Prince on the low and be like, yo, I know you cutting heads off over there, but I need this 20 million right here. I know you chopping heads over there, but I need this 20 mil.
This is how you put it.
When you can do that,
this is how you put in perspective how long Vince has been in control. When Vince took over as the head of WWF, Bob Backlund was the champ in WWF. And in NWA, you were talking about people like Harley Race and Dusty Rhodes. That's how long it's been.
And Rocky King. Don't forget about Rocky King.
And AWA still had Nick Bockwinkel as their standard bearer. Like, that's how long Vince been in control. And for the young folks who don't know what I'm talking about, that's how long Vince been in control.
So I'm gonna say one more thing.
And we owe him a lot. We owe him a lot. We owe him a lot.
But here's the thing, real talk. If you didn't watch Ric Flair beat up Rocky King every other week on NWA Superstars on Saturday afternoon at 12 o'clock, then you just missing out on life, bro. Rocky King would almost get to the point where he might win. And then Ric Flair would do some craziness, put him in the figure four, and that shit be over.
Hey man, I was a little kid at that time too, man. So like every week I was thinking, this is gonna be the week, man. This gonna be the week. You know what I'm saying? Like this gonna be the week.
The week of all weeks for that wrestling, for good old Southern wrestling, was when the Monkeys was going up. The Monkeys got a win on Ted Turner's WTBS, and the Monkeys were the palest piece of white trash, as Steve Austin would say.
To ever get matches and everything.
Right. But if the Monkeys can go over, So can Vince Russo. That's all I can say.
Oh man. Hashtag Ricky Steamboat. Did Ric Flair ever beat Johnny Weaver? Who's Johnny Weaver? The sleeper.
Hold on. Who said? Somebody said who? Johnny Weaver?
Yeah, I don't know who the hell Johnny Weaver is. Who's Johnny Weaver?
Johnny Weaver is the Weaver Lock. He I don't know. He might be before your Mid-Atlantic time, but
I mean,
it's a good whoever pointed. No, yeah, it's the late 70s, but whoever put that out there is a true diehard fan of 5 Minute Warning.
You said the late 70s, and I was like, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out.
Oh man. Yo, y'all killing me right now. This is the most we've ever talked about wrestling on this show.
It's a good show. It's a fucking good show.
I mean, can't complain. So we're gonna start out with some crazy world today, and I got some good ones for y'all. Last week I had some good ones. Man, look, when it's all said and done, we must all realize that this world full of a whole bunch of crazy ass people, and they do a whole bunch of crazy ass things, and we need to make sure that we bring a shine on that, because when there's no shine on crazy ass people, you are not going to expect the crazy shit that happens, especially when it happens right in front of you. You just need to know. So the first crazy thing I want to talk about is, did you know that on July 12th, it is Paper Bag Day?
Where?
Like in the United States, it's called Paper Bag Day. That's when they create the paper bag.
Paper bag or bag?
Oh snap! I'm glad you explained that, because I was thinking, we had a day for that. I thought that was like the day that dudes could smash ugly chicks. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just paper bag them real quick.
Hey, yo. Yo, Rue.
The show is officially off the rails.
Rue, where you find this guy at? Where you find this guy?
Yeah, I'm so glad you explained that, because I was like, paper bag day, like, bro.
Hey, Rube, you put these two together?
Like, bro, we got a day for that? Like, they might as well call this ugly side chick day. You know what I'm saying? The one you don't tell your friends about day. You know what I'm saying? That the skeleton in the closet day. You know what I'm saying? The one you will deny to Jesus day. Like,
I claim in front of Jesus, man. I claim it. If it's a white Jesus, will I claim it?
So first of all,
so you saying if Jesus got some locks, you can be like, dog, that won't even me, bro. I don't even know, man. Hey, look, Jesus, I ain't trying to hold you, but that was somebody else.
Look.
Then we started talking about paper bags.
Peace to the God. The black Jesus gonna understand off top.
Oh God.
He ain't gonna even ask me what it is. He gonna know off top.
Y'all killing me right now. But y'all funny. So back in June 12th, what? That don't make no sense. It's celebrated on July 12th, but it was created June 12th, 1859. Some dude got a patent for the machine to assemble paper bags. Yes, they created paper bags in 1859. And we celebrate that dumb shit. So, but that's not what's important about this article. What?
I'm not sure if celebrate is the right word, but okay.
Yeah, but you gotta know about something to celebrate it. Like,
but it gets better. But
wait, there's more.
Yeah, of course. Hey, man, there's always more here, baby. So, but there are other holidays and observances on July 12th every year, include Cow Appreciation Day, Different Colored Eyes Day, Etch-a-Sketch Day, which actually seems kind of dope if you gave away free Etch-a-Sketches, but they don't. National Eat Your Jello Day, National Pecan Pie Day, yum.
I get it.
New Conversations Day, Night of Nights, and Orangeman's Day and Simplicity Day. How are all these days on one damn day?
Man, who sits around and congregates on what day this is gonna be?
Let me tell you guys. Let me tell everybody in the audience this. That's the way of the world. Everybody's got to have a day, because how else? If as I've gotten older, and this sign behind me says that you can't see it, but I'm not that number. But
that would be more to your right, sir.
Yeah, the younger people The younger people don't want to know about nothing. They want to know about right now.
Yeah, they crazy.
They don't want to know about nothing.
All right, so that was the first crazy world because got a whole bunch of damn days on one day. You know what? We're gonna shift this now because I find this to be funny. So I was gonna use this for crazy world, but I'm gonna completely make a shift to first thing on your mind. And once again, first thing on your mind, I'm gonna read the name of the article, and I'm gonna choose you and tell me the first thing that pop on your mind. Jay Grizzly's gonna have me laughing.
Why you gotta give me first? Do not give me
Hey,
first.
yo, usually it's me, so like I'm cool with this. Like,
all right, I'll get it over with.
I'm about to be a background thing. I'm Woody from Drew Hill right now. Like I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? Like
my name is Woody.
Yo.
Oh God. All right, so first article. Sheriff. Woman intent on revenge set fire to wrong house. Jay Grizzly.
Woman set on revenge sets fire to the wrong house.
Yes. First thing on your mind, bro.
He knew she was crazy from the get-go, but the shit was that good.
Marcus J.
Sets fire to the wrong house. She need her ass whooped.
Moby.
Like, that's like both in John level terrible. Like, really? Set fire to the wrong house? Like,
oh my God, stop it.
You ain't got no business setting fire to these people's stuff. And then you go to the wrong people and you burn up the wrong people's stuff. I mean, damn.
Moby.
See, I want to have confidence in my fellas, and I want to think that whoever this dude must be brilliant because he was smart enough to know to not show her his actual house. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? He was like, every time he was like, hey, no, I just park right here. You know what I'm saying? But you know that ain't really my spot. You know what I'm saying? I just park here.
Shit right there, that's some sugar-free shit right there.
It's decal parking. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get told, so that's why I park over here. But really, that house over there is mine.
Your boy's house that got burned down, and your boy, you got to answer to your boy now, like, yo, your chick burned my house down.
I can't say I want to have faith in him. I can't say I want to have faith in my man for being a genius, and then he set his man's up. Like, no, I'm assuming it's like it's got to be the neighbor you don't like. It's got to be the neighbor you don't like, though.
Accidentally burnt my house down. Yo, crazy chick. I told you about her. And here you go.
We're gonna follow back all the way back around again.
All right.
He knew he was crazy. He knew she was crazy from the jump.
This is fun.
But it was worth it.
Salisbury, North Carolina. A North Carolina woman apparently seeking revenge on her ex-boyfriend tried to set the fire to a house owned by somebody else.
The fuck is an arson show? What the
fuck? A homeowner was awakened on Friday by a neighbor who saw a woman try to set fire to the house. There are bundles of wood and a fire on the front porch, and deputies found a jug of oil they said it was used to start the fire.
Hold on. So you said tried to set fire. So hold on. You mean to tell me this chick couldn't even get fucking arson right? Hey, I know that chick could. I know she couldn't cook. I know she couldn't. She couldn't burn shit.
Got all kinds of knots in the motherfucker. Ain't nothing like some lumpy grits.
As a homeowner went to get a garden hose, he saw a burning piece of wood around a propane tank. The garden hose didn't work because the woman apparently used a sealant to block the flow of water. First of all, that's intelligent.
Yo, she went next level.
Yeah, too much.
She's like, "You're not stopping this with the water."
What did he do to her?
The homeowner grabbed a rifle, confronted the woman who was holding one of his dogs on a leash. I guess threatening the damn dog. I'll throw this dog.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is she lucky this one in Florida, because that dude would have pulled out one of the things and started busting. It'd have been over with. It'd have been a whole different article you'd been reporting.
I was telling my middle son, there are some places in this country where if you spit in the wrong direction, it's a 5-step draw to the first one to their weapon out here in these streets. So it's the wild, wild west out here, man. And this chick got away. The story kept going and going. I'm like, well, ain't nobody bust a cap in her ass yet.
So, with law enforcement and emergency personnel approaching, the woman drove off. But they end up arresting her.
White woman. It's a Karen. I'm sorry. It's a Karen. No doubt.
They charged her with first-degree arson, assault with a deadly weapon, and larceny of an animal. Her bond was set at $101,000, and the house sustained approximately $20,000 in damage.
$20,000.
I mean, all of that, and all she did was $20,000 of damage on the damn porch.
Is it worth it? Can I take this around the room? Is it worth?
No, it ain't
burning
never
your house down. It ain't never worth burning your house down. I don't know.
However, you got to give her credit.
What do you think he's thinking right now?
No, but I gotta give her a little credit, man. The whole putting the sealant on the water joint, that is next level. She was like, "You ain't stopping this shit, motherfucker."
It's a whole nother level. So
that's crazy, right?
Yo, I mean, by doing that, this should have been damn near attempted murder. Like I'm saying, when you do that, you're not just trying to burn his shit down. You trying to kill somebody.
The way Rube described that joint, it was like an HBO miniseries. I was like, another episode of this bitch.
Hey man, it's all about delivery, baby. And AG said WPS. And for those of you who don't know who WPS is, white people shit.
Oh yeah.
What's up, Ike? Big old Ike. Talk about a random.
That was a random bail amount too, like
$101,000.
101.
Hey, because that 100,000, might not hold, but we bumped that bitch up to 101. she locked up for life.
She ain't gonna go nowhere. She not going nowhere.
All right, Marcus, this one belongs to you. We'll start off with you. Okay. Texas man Sonic the Hedgehog collection earns Guinness World Record.
He has no friends.
Moby.
You went nice. You went nicer than me because I was about to say he has no sex.
Jay Grizzy.
I ain't even hear what the fuck you saying, my nigga.
I said a Texas man's Sonic the Hedgehog collection earns Guinness World Record.
Yeah.
He needs me to send me his cash out so I can send him $100 so he can get laid somewhere, wherever he at.
That's some 40-year-old virgin shit right there, man. Right? That's a 40-year-old virgin shit right there.
That's a guy that needs the touch of a woman.
You know what? We clown and whatnot. He be the one to get a chick that like all the shit that he like. He ain't got to explain it sold to her. And
you right.
He right there with her, selling her, garbage pail kids cards. You know what I mean? So we should.
He sound like the uncle off of Napoleon Dynamite. He just need a motherfucking Bonita to come through and put it on his ass. Oh, what was her name anyway? Can anybody that's listening to 5 Minute Water tell me what the black woman's name is? That the character name is that was the Napoleon Dynamite's uncle's or brother's girlfriend, so I can have that name. Thank you very much.
All right, they'll let us know. He been collecting for 30 years, and his items cachet up to $3,050. The most he paid for a pair of Sonic and Tails plush walkie-talkies from Japan. He said it cost him $1,700 for those things. Are you shitting me?
What is he talking about?
Hey man, you like what you like, man. You into what you into.
Yeah, they don't have.
We can real talk. You into what you into.
True that. Yeah. I just had a conversation with somebody about that today.
Yeah. All right.
I'm sorry, Ruben. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna move on because
No, go ahead.
It's done with that. All right, Moby, this is you. Man's hand severed by sword at Hawaii 7-Eleven store.
We'll hit the blunt on that one.
Why you always setting me up with shit like this, man? Man's hand severed with a sword.
Yeah, at a Hawaii 7-Eleven store.
And see, I want to say WPS, but I mean he's in Hawaii, so you know what I'm saying.
You
Like,
don't know.
I feel like you did that shit just so I couldn't say white people shit.
You don't. You don't know.
I got nothing for that, bro. Like
He must have tried to steal something.
Jay Grizzy, what you got, man?
I can tell you that it wasn't a black man because we done got enough cut off back in them slaving days. So we ain't getting nothing else cutting off after 1865. So
All right. And Marcus J.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he must have stole something. That's the only thing I can think of because some of the other countries that are less.
But you said both hands, right?
No,
It's
just
gonna
one
be-
hand.
Oh, I thought you said both. I was about to say.
So every time he see his homies from now on, that's how he got to dap them up.
right.
Bruh.
fucking them nigga up with them elbows.
Oh my
But you honestly, you won't steal again if you get your hand cut off. I can only imagine.
It's
So
not
they
with
found
that hand.
no, not that one. They found a man in Edgewood parking lot with multiple lacerations, puncture wounds, and a severed hand. He's 40 years old. The 7-Eleven corporate office did not immediately return a call for comment. Some dude from Switzerland said he was there. He said the victim started to shout and cry, and I looked at him on the floor, and I saw half his hand was on the floor. The man was wielding a sword as a worker he has interacted with in recent days, and they can't confirm the 46-year-old man they arrested was a 7-Eleven employee. And that was it. Like, so we don't
Can
really
I
know
have
what the hell.
Can I have a hot dog and a right hand shake?
Yeah.
I don't know the last time I've been into a 7-Eleven. I don't know.
I said he was in a whole knife fight. Was that spit off of the Addams Family? Wow. All right. All right, Jay, we back to you, bro. Bear rings doorbell at South Carolina home.
They were trying to get away from. That's all that's about.
Marcus J.
He must have smelled the honey.
Wow. Moby.
Did you just fucking really just read a Yogi Bear story? You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. I see how it worked now.
Trying to get a picnic basket.
Hold on. I see how it worked now. He put out the topic. I lay it down. You put in the curb. Mo come in and just smash that bitch right. That's the punchline right there.
I feel like we doing improv right now. Like
that's the funniest shit ever.
Hey, usually he comes to me for everything with this. He just throws it to me, and they just wait to see my reaction. And usually, at least he's got diverse in his stories, because usually it just be some white people shit, and he just keep throwing me white people shit, knowing that I'm gonna say white people shit.
You know the best part about white people shit though? Most of the time they don't realize that it's white people shit.
They don't.
You have to tell them, and then when we tell them, like some of them even get mad and offended. Like, but this the shit that only y'all do. Like,
right.
I mean, because we're self-aware about our shit. Like, we'll say that's some black people shit off top.
Exactly.
Like, we got no problem saying it.
Hot sauce on fish.
So
I don't get it, but that's some black people shit.
Yeah. Or carrying hot sauce in your purse.
That's
everybody on here. I bet you everybody on here know at least one person that does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? I can't even lie about that.
Yeah.
So the bear came up to the door about 3:30 in the morning, and the camera was.
He came during booty call hours too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had been there before.
Have y'all seen this viral video of a passerby, and you look over to the side, you see two bears getting it on the side of the road? It's a viral video. Y'all haven't seen it?
Fuck.
Y'all haven't seen it?
I have not seen that.
Yeah,
I don't think I want to.
remind me when the show is over. I'm gonna send that joint to you.
The video shows a bear reach out his paw to ring the doorbell. Apparently, this happens a lot because the bear is a regular visitor to their neighborhood, and the bear has destroyed 2 of her bird feeders. I'm like, why don't y'all just move, motherfuckers?
Well, I mean, they love nature.
No, man. If a bear
First
came
of
to
all,
my door,
that bear ringing the doorbell, so they friendly with that bear. That bear know what time it is.
He been in that house before. Right? Yeah, I mean, I honestly think about the guy Jimmy Dean. Anybody that's listening to 5 Minute Morning or live in Virginia, Jimmy Dean was a big sausage guy, the sausage maker, and he was from Virginia. Yeah, pause on the sausage shit, but he had a property out on I didn't know he had like this big spread like out past Verona on the river. But if you look at it from like Google Maps, because you could go on Google Maps and look at motherfucking shit, this motherfucker was living like a king, yo. But he was probably one of the most right up under your nose.
I mean, I don't think he cares where his money comes from.
I think I do. I think some people do care where the money comes from.
Yeah, it has much.
That's
money.
That's where all wokeism come from. Where did it start? How did it get here?
And
that's
Dre knows exactly what you're talking about. Dre VA knows exactly what you're talking about. He knows exactly where that is.
Where is that?
Hey Dre from VA, give us more information. We ain't looking for an address or nothing.
Route 5.
Route 5.
Oh, you talking about? Oh, he wanted to go to the main house.
I mean, that's what the man lives.
No, my point is, I mean, the point is that we over the last 150 years, 160 years, think as Black people that a lot has changed because we are of the generation that thinks that something had to change. We're not in bondage. We don't have to go to work from sun up to sundown. We don't have to worry about a lot of shit that our forefathers had to worry about. But here we are, and me and Mark talked about this over the last couple of weeks. Like, shit has changed a lot in this fucking country traumatically to some people who do not understand what the 6th of January happened and what that means. All jokes aside, people don't understand that. And so, as a historical guy and knowing that I know Marcus, I know you, Ruben, are an intelligent, how Shiki would say, an intelligent American. You know,
this dude's talking about the Sheik.
Mr. Ruben is an intelligent American, so he does understand what January 6th.
Are you talking about him, or are you talking about Akbar, man? General Akbar.
I'm talking about Sheik. I'm talking about Sheik. I mean, in essence, what I'm saying, and I don't want to dominate with take over this topic, because people don't understand what the fuck going on right now. And 5 Minute Warning, if that ain't the title that needs to be put over everybody's, if January 6th want a 5 minute warning to some of y'all, shit, I'm gonna just rest on that.
I mean, you ain't wrong. And yes, he lives 5 minutes away from his aunt. That's awesome. It's got a big old JD on the front of his property line.
A hick of all hicks. Mr. Candy, if I ever seen one.
All right, last one. Marcus J.
To Bob.
Marcus J. Man cut loose after crawling down pizza oven vent.
Say that again.
Man cut loose after crawling down pizza oven vent.
Oh man, what you doing in there, sir? I don't. Why are you in the pizza oven vent? And why didn't you burn up before they could cut you out? And what kind of pizza are they making in an event that don't get hot? And why were you in there? Like, are you homeless? Did you smell food? But you couldn't smell food because you didn't burn up because it wasn't hot. Like, what's happening here?
All right, Mo B.
it sounded like that dude knew where the stash was. And just like Marcus said, why that oven don't get hot? That means there's a stash there. That's sound like this dude knew where the stash was.
Some don't add up there,
that pizza place was a front for something.
Some's not adding up.
Jay.
Yes.
What's your thought on it, man?
I think that was the answer. He said yes.
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 A Georgia man became trapped while trying to crawl down through a vent from a strip mall roof to a pizza restaurant, forcing firefighters to slice open the vent to free him. It does not say why he was in there.
That's the only part of the story that any of us care about.
Yeah, man. How you do this all the time, man? You give me an incomplete ass story.
What you doing? Why are you in there?
Hold on.
Like that would be contingent upon me even getting you out. Like if I'm the captain of the person in charge of the rescue, I'm not even getting you out until I get a good. What you doing in there, sir? Why are you in there? If you don't tell me, then you're gonna stay.
No. I'm gonna give him justice.
You're gonna be like that little kid sitting at the kitchen table eating the broccoli. You will not move from this table. That's how this dude gonna be stuck inside.
I'm gonna give him justice. I'm gonna give him the justice. Soon as he fall out the ceiling on the floor, I'm just Billy clubbing the fuck out his ass. It don't matter how he look. I will just be
knot him up.
I'm gonna knot him up. I'm gonna catch him extra before authority. I mean, because those are the type that, especially if he gonna walk away.
There ain't gonna be no good reason. There is no good reason. I just want to know the reason, but it ain't gonna be.
He gonna walk away, as opposed to if he look like me, you, Mo B, or Rude, he might not walk away.
He damn sure won't trying to get no pizza. You know what I'm saying? Like we can all agree on that. He won't there for no pizza.
No.
So a recruiter actually walked in after a Little Caesar employee told her he could hear the man's voice.
And it was Little Caesar? Oh, he damn sure won't there for the pizza.
She said she went inside the pizza restaurant.
This nigga made me walk away twice, yo. He said walk for the pizza.
So he spoke to the man who
that's
reported.
When you want to kill everybody in your house. Go ahead and Little Caesar.
She spoke to the man who reported was in pain and having a panic attack. No shit, you're in the middle of a damn pizza oven vent. Why wouldn't you have a panic attack?
God. I mean, he could have said the same thing after he ate some Little Caesar's pizza. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna front. Little Caesars have got me out of a lot of tight situations in my household.
Hey, look, financially, it's just like we talked about Church's Chicken the other week. Like, that shit ain't good for you, but you get 28,000 pieces of chicken for $5. Like, you ain't gonna argue too much with it.
For real, I used to tell my dad, I say, dude, just to this day, I cannot feed anybody that's gonna date me a little bit. Murray's Steakhouse burgers or steaks, I cannot eat that, or chicken franks to this day.
Hell no.
I cannot eat that shit. He was like, yo, I just had to do what I had to do to put food on the table for your greed ass.
Oh, wow. The board is blowing up.
Still, I ain't eating no chicken franks. Them jokes swell up soon as you put them in the water.
I see. Moco Cowboys, how dare you blaspheme Little Caesars?
Moco Cowboy, how old are you? 10? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only acceptable response like that. My 11-year-old, she messed Little Caesar up.
He about to go in on her. Hey, I didn't know it was this kind of show. Hey, if it's that kind of show, he going in on the people.
Don't sleep on that crazy bread, bro. You're gonna be sleep after that crazy bread. You're gonna be sleep on the toilet. You're gonna be camped out in the bathroom. Might as well take your pillow in there with you in the bathroom because it's gonna be a long night.
And then of course, Black Morticia Adams comes through. Little Caesar's ass.
Hey, Black Morticia Adams, did you get that Church's Chicken? That's what the streets is talking about. We need to know that you finally get you some taste of that devilish Church's Chicken.
Marcus.
Yeah, we need to answer that.
What the fuck you walk into?
Hey, man.
All right.
I'm just glad to be here, man.
So
remember, hold on, River, excuse me for 1 second.
Hey, she responded.
What'd you say? She going in?
I did. My guts hate.
Hey, don't say your boy didn't warn you. I said if you've gone this long in your life without putting that church's chicken in your body, you can't just jump to that shit. You got to progress to church's chicken. That's a different level of
She
greed.
didn't go through the proper training to be able to eat that.
Oh my god!
You just got in the ring. Cold.
Oh my god!
With no training camp.
Moby tried to warn her, yo. Moby tried to warn her.
Hey, yo.
It was
like
good. It was.
You can't just roll up in White Castle and think that you just
Nah, hell no.
Nah, man.
You got to have a discussion with your body first.
I told her cancel all her plans. I said if you go there, cancel all your evening plans. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
So just the next day, just go in and get your colonoscopy, man.
But the sad part is she going back, yo. She going back.
Man.
They got you.
Oh, they got you like that. Oh,
you know what? They probably got it with them biscuits, them damn little ass honey biscuits.
It be the stuff that.
Hey, yo, she got to be a fat bitch, yo, for real.
Oh my god. Oh,
she about to get at me on that one.
So that's it for that section. We done with that.
Honey biscuits over this.
Hey man,
honey
it's been so refreshing to have other people chime in on stuff like this, man.
Man, you say what you want, man. Them honey butter biscuits are money.
Hey, yo, them biscuits are true, man. I ain't gonna front on them biscuits. I ain't gonna front on them biscuits.
I know this.
The biscuits had me leaning.
Me and Marcus. Look.
Oh.
All
right, Morticia, just for the record, I don't know how the shit plays out in your video, but me and Marcus are not the biggest guys. So I could not speak for Marcus, but I can say that honey buttered biscuits has never been on my agenda right here, right? But
what the fuck?
if you choose to like a lot of honey buttered biscuits, so be it.
Hey man, it is what it is. Everybody got their own taste, baby. And some people get an acquired taste when they get churches for the first time in their life when they're an adult.
Now she gonna be up there pookie in it. It just keep calling me.
I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to let her off the hook, and y'all keep going back in. Like, come on, man. Y'all keep going back on the sister.
I mean, so it's all good. So, but she did say, Jay, that's she said to you, bro. So,
all right. Hey, girl. Hey.
I drop them, baby.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll go.
That's a big girl.
So we're gonna go ahead and switch to the My Five. So the My Five this week, since I had Gray and Marcus on, a little special. So, if I'm correct, your top 5 music. What was the actual word I used? I apologize.
I think you said influences.
Influences in your career or your life. So, top 5 musical influences in your life. We'll go ahead and start with Marcus J because I know he got his list.
All right. You need a why or just a name?
I mean, you do what you feel, bro.
Okay. All right. Well, for me, it starts and ends with Nestor Robert Marley, Bob Marley. I mean, he, as a spiritual advisor for me, I always try to listen to what mood he might have been in when he was writing the lyrics to those songs. They always touch me so deeply. And then, of course, the reggae rhythm always moved me. Frank Sinatra was the definition of cool. Like, there just wasn't nobody cooler than him in the day that he, was kind of walking around in his prime. His voice was silky smooth. He always dressed, clean. The ladies loved him. The homies wanted to be like him. You know what I mean? Like, he was just kind of that dude. Prince was just dope because he would have his fingerprints on every single piece of the song that he made. So he want to write the lyrics. He want to play the instruments. He want to produce it. He want to record it. He want to orchestrate it. I mean, he was a person that could do every single genre. You know, when he started rapping, "My name is Prince and I am funky," like we laughed at it, but I mean, it was in his vein. And the dude came out in butt out pants, and we laughed, but we just said it's Prince, and
Prince.
we kept moving. I always marvel. This is a spot here where I put a lot of different people in this spot, but I'm gonna just go ahead and just say Sean Carter. You know, honorable mentions go to Sean Combs and Percy Miller and Russell Simmons and people like them. But this spot goes to that kind of, for lack of a better term, composite artist, because they came from where I came from. You know, not just Jersey City or the Northeast, but the inner city, a place where people didn't expect you to be able to do anything. You know, and you took a craft. Then you may have had some nefarious reasons or ways to fund your craft, but you had a craft and you couldn't get in certain rooms and be a dummy. You know what I mean? And you reach back and you saw other people who came from where you came from, who weren't a dummy, and you put them in spaces to be successful just as you were. And you became a freaking billionaire. Like, seriously, like, I mean, that's special. And then the last spot, you know, this can also go to a lot of different people, but I'm gonna just go with Berry Gordy. I enjoy watching someone kind of be the center of putting together something really big and special. You know, here's a guy who knew a lot of people, you know, and he put people together that maybe didn't fit in their eyes, but they created magic that people at our age, 40s and 50s, you know, we're the children of the generation who was rocking to that. And just a few days ago, I'm sitting with my daughter singing My Girl. Like, that is timeless. Good music is timeless, and good leadership is timeless. So that's my 5, and I look forward to hearing 15 more.
All right, Jay Grizzy.
Wow, top 5 influential.
You're gonna have to put it in any particular order. I'm fine with that.
Okay, I mean, for me, it all depends on where I am in life. So now,
where you are right now, sir.
First one I'm gonna say is because I did karaoke to this joint the other day with some co-workers. That's Teddy Pendergrass. I'm in that. Come on, go home, me. Come on. I'm in that Big Daddy Pimp mode right now, baby. You know, I'm in that. I'm trying to get it in type business. So I've been listening to that lately. I've been listening to I over the last, say, 5 years or so, I've gotten off of hip hop and went to like real instrumentation type music from like the 70s and 80s. So War, I was listening to that lately. A lot of that West Coast funk type, rhythmic type music. Then I did a whole thing lately about, I went through a punk phase, late 70s. I think I talked about it on Marcus's pod. Talking Heads, the Ramones, Blondie, like late 70s, the class. I did that. So I'm always gonna have hip hop at the core. That's always gonna be me. But then as I got older, I was like, yo, where these beats come from? So I listened to a lot of samples that came out. And it took me further back to really like, oh, these DJs did this with the music and they did that with the music. And so to now my palette look like Bob Ross in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like I'm painting that shit together. So my palette is like this. Mwah.
All right. Appreciate you. Mo B, what you got?
All right, so no particular order, but like one of the first bits of music I remember as a kid, like growing up and, you know, not having cable in my grandma's house and having one TV that I wasn't in charge of. The only thing I had was what my mom had left there, which was old records, and she had every Earth, Wind and Fire record ever. So Earth, Wind and Fire was like my introduction to music, period. one of the things that, you know, not throwing no shade at him, but one of the things that my dad really gave me was Confunction. Like, you know what I'm saying? I remember as a kid, he was like, he had this white cassette. He was like, boy, this is Confunction. And this is how you get it in. Like, I remember this conversation. I'm like 6, and I remember like this is like one of the most in-depth conversations I remember my dad. He had this white Confunction cassette that had Love's Train up there, and I was just like, okay. And I've been on Confunction forever. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, I guess getting more to like my maturation, like Redman is like such a huge impact.
Wow.
Not even just musically, because like I'm a fan of Redman, but at the time when I became a real big fan of Redman, first of all, New York hip hop was so big, and me being from the South, I didn't really vibe with a lot of New York hip hop right away. But Redman to me was a representation of me, because he was doing stuff that was hard, but he was still himself enough where you could hear the funny. You could hear that he wasn't just out there just, I'm trying to be the hardest dude on the mic. He was like, no, I'm gonna be clever. I'm gonna make you laugh. Like Redman can make you laugh on a track, make you think on a track, and be like, damn, that's one of the hardest punchlines I've ever heard. All in the same damn verse. So I
copped that joint where the first joint where he was a cartoon motherfucker. Not his very first joint, so that might have been the second.
That's the Doc's the name. That's the Doc's the name.
Yeah, the joint where he was just a cartoon motherfucker on the album cover. I was like, yo, look, I went to Willie's on over by Southside Plaza and copped that joint. And
you talking about old music stores, man. You know, these kids don't know about going to a store and getting music.
Like,
like
get the tape, get the album.
I got the best
buy the tape and then put it in your car and just ride that joint out for like a week. And I was like, oh, this motherfucker. I had to say, oh, he's spitting.
I got the best hip hop story based around Willie's. It's right after Biggie died. It's the night that Life After Death came out, the double album. And I got off of work that night and I drove by Willie's because they was having a late night sale. And when I get there, all the Southside Plaza is packed. It's cars you can see. Everybody out there is playing different tracks off of Life After Death. And mind you, this is 1997 and we had lost Biggie like 2 weeks earlier. And it was a huge hip-hop block party that turned into a memorial for Biggie. And it was right outside Willie's record store at Southside Plaza. I'll never forget that night. That was a hip-hop night. It was a sad night, but it was one of the last times for me that I felt hip-hop real close to me. Because like one of you guys said earlier, I think it was you, Grizz, my musical tastes have shifted. And while that's still the core of what I love, it's not what I'm drawn to anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody on this show feels like that. Then,
yeah. And as far as Redman, just I didn't want to comment on anybody, but anybody knows me, like hip hop, it starts and ends with him. Like if you give me one record to take on an island, and I can only listen to one hip hop record for the rest of my life, it's gonna be There's a Dark Side. So that's just what it is for me. Yeah, I love Reggie Norton.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm with you on that. So, one of my other ones, Sade, and it's multifaceted with Sade. You know what I'm saying? There's the male aspect, because I feel like Sade was how I found out I was a heterosexual male. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like Sade was my first introduction. It was like, oh, okay, I like chicks. You know what I'm saying? It was early age. You know what I'm saying? But like, it was never in question from that. When I saw her as a mermaid, and Ruben, This Is No Ordinary Love, I'm just like, yep.
Hold on, Mo. Do you have a disclaimer so we don't offend the other LGBTQE and eyes? Okay.
Look, I'm not trying to offend. Look, we've talked. I have nothing against anybody part of the alphabet community. You know what I'm saying? Right. But like I said, for me, it was very evident when I saw that video. I'm like, oh, okay, this is what I'm going to be pursuing for the rest of my life.
My Joe was Pleasure Principle by Janet Jackson and Fabulous Life Sheila E. That was for me. That's gonna date me.
But I feel like every male has their first female artist that you was like, okay, that was it.
I know.
And Sade was look. My wife knows. Like we went to a Sade concert, and I flat out told her, hey, at any point in time, if Sade were to come point at me and say, "Come with me," I'm out. Just letting you know, like just I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go nowhere for too long, but I'm out.
I ain't coming home again, baby.
You gonna get that Harlem. You gonna get that Harlem Nights conversation. Hey, look at honey. I ain't never coming home again. Take it easy.
I'll drink to that.
But no, man, and then like the evolution just started because like I'm like such just a fanboy of Sade. Period. Like to this day, the last concert I went to when she was on the Soldier of Love tour, like that's the greatest concert I've ever been to. John Legend before her, and it was Sade. I'm like that was a hell of a show. Yeah. But my last one is not a surprise to anybody who listens to it, but Outkast for me is a representation of kind of who I am. You know what I'm saying? I moved from Savannah, Georgia, like a year and a half after the first Outkast album came out, moved to Virginia, and Outkast to me was home. So every time music came on to me, that was how I still felt like I was still connected to Georgia. So Outkast is always going to be, a huge musical influence on my life. I mean, I feel like they're responsible for the greatest hip hop collaboration song of all time, the International Players Anthem. I feel like Bombs Over Baghdad is one of the most influential hip hop songs ever. Like I put that up against any hip hop song that's ever come out in the course of time. Bombs Over Baghdad, you put that on today, it slaps all the time.
Musically, yeah. you can't you Stephen A in it just a bit.
Hold on. It's my opinion though. See, it's my opinion, and I wouldn't object to anybody who felt differently because I always feel like music has a connection with you based on where you were when you heard it. So anybody who gives me another one, I'm not gonna argue with you about it because I'm gonna be like, hey, that's your journey. But like for me, when B.O.B. came up to me, I was like, that's when hip hop changed for me because I was like, yo, this is the first hip hop album where they were just like, yo, we don't have to just stick to beats and rapping. We can do everything up here.
I see where you're going. You sound like a brother that either somebody. Because I'm a musical guy, like I was taught music from second grade. Like I played violin, and then I played piano. Then I moved to drums. So somebody influenced you. Fuck you. But somebody influenced you to listen sonically to stuff because otherwise you wouldn't say that. Because he's paying attention to the music and he's right. Like with the way he explained it was like, yeah, like what rap group maybe Run DMC because of the rock part to it, but
yep, I was about to say,
who sonically changed how hip hop actually got into that pop field? I can't say Puffy, he tried, but because even Biggie was a street nigga, but Outkast was like musically with nobody playing. You never saw them having a big band or somebody like behind them, but you knew there was a band behind them, which was their production company, like
Organized Noise.
Yeah, I was about to say because my honorable mention was actually Rico Wade of Organized Noise, because Rico Wade, if you actually know the story of Organized Noise, this is a dude that just knew Sleepy Brown. They were just friends. He had no musical training, nothing. He had a basement that he funded it a little bit, and he taught himself how to do production aspect. He was the ear behind Organized Noise. He was the one that heard a random dude sing a hook and he said, hold on, let's pitch that to TLC for Waterfalls. He heard a song and he was like, oh, that sounds like an En Vogue song. Let's pitch that to En Vogue. Like, so to me, Rico Wade to me is one of the most underrated people in music because he was with Organized Noise. Nobody really knows who he is. But if you ask them, they're like, yo, he was the ear. He was the one that basically validated, hey, is this a track that works? And he was yaying or naying it. And I mean, based on Outkast career and everything, I mean, the dude hit.
I can't think of a song or album that Quimini joint, man.
Outkast has no misses. Now, granted, they stopped right when they were hot because Dre decided he wanted to do other stuff, and Big Boy still does music on his own and with other people. But I mean, Outkast didn't drop a single miss.
Can't argue with you on that. I have to agree.
All right. Before I do my 5, Moco Cowboy, I did see that episode. It was quite interesting. It's definitely worth the watch. 101 places you go before you die or something. Richmond was episode 3. It was pretty dope. You got to eat before you die or something. I don't know. It was some stuff I saw on TBS or something. All right, so my 5. I'm gonna start with Tribe Called Quest. I love the way they tell stories in their music. Everybody told stories, but I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I left my wallet at El Segundo. Seems very stupid, but just listening to them rap and talk about it, it made you want to continue to listen to it. And because if you admit I left my wallet at El Segundo, that sounds like a stupid name for an album. That sounds like a stupid song. But nah, Tribe made it work. And not to mention all the other hits that followed after that. Parliament Funkadelic for me, it's just something, it was between them. I mean, I want to throw Earth, Wind, and Fire here too, because that whole 6 or 7 years, because I mean, I was born in 73, so I only got part of it. But the late 70s, early 80s, that whole stuff, like I'm in bed trying to sleep, and my dad's playing it on his stereo. I mean, I have no choice but to absorb it. I'm trying to sleep.
Daddy was setting it up. Yeah. Boy, he was out with the shiki, baby. Nice, baby. He was setting it up. I do that today, baby. Hey. When she hit that Earth, Wind, and Fire, it's popping, nigga.
But I mean, once again, I appreciate that he gave me some good stuff to listen to while I was in my room. LL Cool J has remade himself multiple times. I am a fan of that. A lot of people say he whack on some things, but he's good on other things. But if anything, we don't talk about how flexible he was and how much he adapted to what was in front of him. So I'm a fan of that. That's 3. NWA as a group, for me, changed my life. Like, surprisingly, I grew up in Petersburg, in the suburbs of Petersburg. And, I hear NWA, straight out of Compton, fuck the police. What? I mean, back then in Petersburg, we didn't necessarily those issues weren't out front for real. So it was like, wow, this shit's kind of dope, And then pretty much number 1, I mean, I said NWA the way I said it for a reason, because to me, Dr. Dre, everything he touches, except for some of that crap in the later stages, is platinum. I mean, he was big at NWA. Death Row Records. Do we even need to talk about Death Row when he was there? The Chronic. Even when he came with the Aftermath, the Chronic 2001, he put Eminem on. I mean, and then let's just talk about the fact that he sold a headset company for billions of dollars to Apple.
I got them in my ear right now.
Yeah, I mean, get the fuck out of here with that. So, to me, whether it was anything off the Chronic or even that dumbass song, Something to Dance To, on the first NWA album. Oh my God, that is the worst fucking song ever. But that beat is sick, and it loops, and he loops it. And it reminds me of the World Wrecking Crew days that he was with, World Class Wrecking Crew he was on. I mean, yeah, all that music was trash at the time, but it comes up on the Spotify. I didn't think it was good, but that's just me. But it turned every once in a while Spotify, give you something to dance to. Start dancing in the car a little bit, doing some dumb shit. But I mean, but the beat lasts. I mean, it lasts 30 years. The lyrics are trash.
Don't say it that long as a time frame.
man. It's okay,
30
man.
years, I am still holding on, brother.
Well,
Still holding on, brother.
Oh,
30 years.
But yeah, so man, I appreciate everybody's fives, man. I felt like we all came from different places, but when it's all said and done, we all came back to the same place, as far as what our beliefs are and how we enjoy music and how we change. Because I could have thrown a whole bunch of other stuff in there. Like I could have thrown some Steel Reserve up in there. And if anybody know who Steel Reserve is?
My stomach hurt.
But they were. That's my first reggae band I listened to, and I liked it for about a year, and then I realized that wasn't my speed. So I mean, it's just stuff like that. But yeah, man, I appreciate
music funny like that though, man. Like I told you, man. Like the episode I was joking with y'all, and y'all didn't know that I'm a huge '80s power ballad fan, man. All them old '80s. I if it sounds like it could have been in an '80s action movie, man, I can get stuck on a loop, man. REO Speedwagon, come on, I'm not changing.
And Ruben, what the hell you found this guy at, man?
But real talk, I mean, let's be real, man. Panic at the Disco, come on, man.
Look,
that stuff is brilliant.
If you were to hold me hostage in a CIA black camp in Romania, I'm gonna say, put on Yacht Rock, Billy Joel, Elton John, The Police, and Three River Band, and have your way with me. And, I mean, that's how far I can listen to music.
Hey, can we?
In regards to that,
for real talk, can we give Hall & Oates some love, man?
Yeah.
Nobody talks about Hall & Oates. Hall & Oates are brilliant.
I thought they was black until I got crazy. I thought they was black until
the cool thing about that.
Them and Michael McDonald.
Their producers are black. Them Gamble and Huff had a hand on them, and that's why they sounded the way they sounded. Yeah,
I didn't know that. I swore they was black.
Yeah, Hall & Oates is that's them dudes. You know who my guys are? My guys have always been the Bee Gees. I always loved the Bee Gees.
I can't mess with the Bee Gees, man. They're all right.
I love the Bee Gees because it takes me back to lunch boxes that were made of tin, bologna sandwiches, lead poisoning.
The good old days.
The good old days. Where you had a key strapped around your neck in front of everybody.
Latchkey kid, baby.
Yeah.
Everybody knew where you live.
Even the bad people in the neighborhood.
Can I give a shout out?
They still saw that you was gonna be home by yourself, and ain't nobody fuck with you because you knew if they did, that was your ass.
Hey, I roamed around the streets of Petersburg from like the age of like 5. I go wherever I want. I just walk.
I see we got a comment from my sister, DJ Renee Melendez. Shout out to my twin there from Jersey City.
On my playlist.
An opportunity to reference our hometown of Jersey City, where I was walking around with a key around my neck as a latchkey kid during the days of T.J. Pates and Adam Walsh when they snatching kids. You know what I'm saying? That's But when you went in the house, you popped in the 8-track or whatever Pops was listening to.
Yeah,
8-track. And how many of us remember those?
Ah, man. These kids, they don't know what good music was, bro.
You couldn't even get to your part. You had to wait for that part to loop back around for the track.
Hey, my daughters don't know what a cassette is.
Do one of these jokes.
Oh gosh.
My daughters don't know what a cassette is, man. I put a cassette player in front of them, and they'll die not listening to no music because they be like, I don't know how this works.
Yeah.
Man.
I try to teach my kids. I say, man, just try to listen to the music. Like, forget what they talking about because they can talk about anything. I'd have heard motherfuckers talk about taking fentanyl in the middle of the street and tripping. I'm like, what? How you get that on the air? How did you figure that out? But
they got Pete on the radio. They got Pete on the radio.
I say, don't pay no attention to what they talking about.
The only thing you can't get on the radio these days is Black Empowerment.
Yeah. Don't listen to that. I said, listen to the bass. Listen to the bass line. Listen to the boom, but the boom, but the boom, but the boom.
No Talib, You know, you can't get none of them on the radio, but you can get a whole bunch of Fetty Wap and
hell. Common didn't get on the radio till he had Kanye produce a damn album for him.
Yeah, you know, you can't be positive and be getting airplay.
And I think Ruben said this earlier in the show. He talked about Tribe Called Quest before getting ready to jump on this. I was listening to some music, getting right, and I was just like, "Oh, what I feel like." So I went Gang Starr, then I jumped on this Apple Music, right? So Gang Starr, then I went to then I went to Tribe Called Quest, and then I went to the Midnight Marauders, and I threw that that first joint World Award Tour, and my dog Obi-Wan, I don't know where he at. He must be asleep because his mama must got him upstairs. But he peeked up. He was like, "Oh shit, that's Tribe Called Quest, my nigga." I was like, "Yeah."
Your dog knows Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah, for that's sure. Awesome. We was on one for sure.
Well, cool, man. You know, we got people talking about Linkin Park. Yeah, Linkin Park was dope. Video music box by DJ Renee. That's hilarious. Black Morticia Ounce feels young. Well, I mean,
is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
Like, don't be upset about that.
Yeah. But you know, hey man, first
I
of all,
like the last name Morticia. That means she into some dark shit.
Oh,
hey,
man.
she is
and where I'm at in my life, I'm all for it.
She is into some dark shit. She says she want to go back to Church's Chicken. She into that dark shit, boy.
Wow. So
hey, I'm gonna tell you, that Church's Chicken. When my daddy brought that Church's Chicken home, that 8-piece, this motherfucker told me it was for $4.99. This is in the late 70s.
I told you, man.
8-piece for $4.99. You can feed a family of 5 on $5. But your stomach is rotted to the gut.
Not quite sure if it was really chicken because I ain't never seen no chicken wing that big. But you know what? I ate it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't asked no questions.
Ate that shit like a motherfucker, to the point where I can't. I look at that joint. I tell my son, I act like a white man in the 50s. Don't look over there to the black people. Don't look at them.
Look at them. They love it.
Y'all so tough. So this is the time of the show. We're getting close to the end, and it's pretty much it's your time to shine for a little bit. Is what's on your mind, Jay? We'll start with you. What's on your mind, Jay?
Oh my God! Thank you, Rube. Big Rube. 5-minute warning. First of all, the whole time I'm gonna tell you how this even came about was we sitting over at the spot that Marcus J liked us be at, right? And he was like, "Yo, I need you to do me a favor." I was like, "What's that?" He was like, "Rube having a jump." I was like, "Rube, man, fuck." Not doing that bullshit. I'm gonna fire you, man. I'm gonna tell you with a straight face, yo. I'm gonna tell you with a straight face what Mark say. Mark looked at me like, "Yo, I'll shoot you on your motherfucking knee, nigga." Calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. Big Rube asked, "Could you come on? Could you come on the show?" I said, "All right." I said, "Well, shit, yeah." He was like, "I knew you would say that because it's for me." So here's what I say to that, Rube. Like, first of all, this whole get up is showing me how shit can be done because there's a whole nother thing that I'm trying to do separately that I need to get together, but it lets me know that it can be done. So first thing is kudos to you, my brother. You know, kudos to you. I hope all your fantasy teams do suck it this year.
I'm a defending 2-time champion, one league, so you know.
Right. See, I hope, but I hope what you got going on is a good thing. 5-minute warning is I've seen it on my timeline on social media, and hopefully when my shit get popping off, y'all see it right up under that joint, So kudos to 5 Minute Warning. Thank you for having me. Much love, y'all.
Appreciate it. Hey, man, let me know. Let me know when you get the stuff off, man. You come on the show, let everybody else know. Because,
sure.
my people, your people. So
I'm about to say, get an invite, man. We'll pop up there.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Marcus J, once again, I appreciate you, bro. It's your time. What's on your mind?
Hey, man. Many of the folks who know me can see that I'm kind of shifting. I'm different these days. And I'm happy about that. People put the impression upon changing and shifting as a negative. Oh man, you're acting funny these days and all that kind of thing. But I think we should be mindful of the things that are innate that give us joy. And we should spend more time in those spaces, whatever they are. And if those things are positive, that's all the better. And those folks, who should be around you will be around you. But your energy will dictate how you are treated and how you deserve to be treated. And the most important thing with regards to treatment is how you treat yourself. If it don't feel good, don't do it. You know what I mean? And if it does feel good, do more of that. That's what I'm on these days. There's reasons for that, but that's not necessarily necessarily the place for it. He's trying to get me to tell a story, which we don't have the time for. But that is the gift that I gave him. That is a healing crystal. It's a tiger's eye healing crystal, which is something that I've gotten to become quite fond of. So, if you're one to want to know more about what that means, then you can Google healing crystals. But it was a very personal moment, and it was a very important moment that I wanted to share with my brother over there because I love him. So he's a lot, as you are getting used to on the 5 Minute Warning. The listeners who may not be used to us and to him, who are more used to your usual crew. He's an acquired taste, but he's ours, and we love him. So, and, love you, Grizz. It's your crazy self. So, but I appreciate you, man, Big Rube and Moby. It's always a pleasure when I get an opportunity to share time base with you. And peace to your listeners and your viewers, man. I mean, I'm very happy to see you continuing to do this. I'm gonna support you until one of us don't breathe no more. And if it happens to me that goes first, then I'm gonna be one of your guardian angels because that's how much I love you, Big Rube. So appreciate you, fellas. Y'all be easy.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Same. Quick thing. Thanks you, DJ Renee. I appreciate you. And I guess Black Mortician, I had to give that bed some ass. So, good night to you. Hope to see you back next Sunday. Mo B, what's on your mind, bro?
I mean, it was refreshing to not talk about some of the heavy topics that we do talk about occasionally up here with politics and senators twerking and but yeah, we ain't say vote Senator Mack not one time, you know what I'm saying? So, but no, man, like it was definitely pleasure having you two guys on, man. Marcus, I've been a fan of you since meeting you through Rube, you know what I'm saying? So like, matter of fact, I still remember being on your show, man. Like, yo, I tell Ruben all the time, man, we need to get over there, man. We need to slide through again, man. Like, I just enjoy talking to y'all so much, man. Like, so thank y'all for coming up. Like, I know Ruben I was gonna be up here tonight, so he was trying to get his A squad because the B squad, me and AG, we weren't gonna come through tonight. So he decided to upgrade. He's been trying to replace me for like a year now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he can't do it, right?
He be stealing my segments and shit and everything. He
damn.
Rue over there Suge Knighting me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh shit!
I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Right,
yeah, I bet you don't. I bet you don't. Big Red, I bet you don't.
I got my special glasses for this one. That's funny. God damn it.
Nah, man, but it was definitely a pleasure having you gentlemen on, man. So only things on my mind is I didn't have to do some of my my go-to lines like U.S. stops at Georgia. I didn't have to do none of that. It was fun. It was fun.
Hey man, if you're gonna do half the line, just do the whole damn line.
Look, man, everybody knows U.S. stops at Georgia, man. Got to keep that Florida shit in Florida. It's not part of the country. It's a U.S. territory at best. At best.
God damn, different down there. Those niggas will kill your whole family and keep it.
Hey, look, man, I got a whole segment about it, man. And the shit writes itself, man. I just pop in like 5 minutes before the show, type in Florida Man News. It gives me some gold every time. Every time. You know, a dude got arrested for shooting an alligator with a pellet gun.
You got to be.
So you mean to tell me it's okay to shoot black people, but you shoot an alligator with a pellet gun, you get arrested? Gotta keep that Florida shit in Florida, man.
My middle son say, I can't wait because he a good nut. He said, I want to live in Florida.
The hell's wrong with him?
And as far as I'm concerned, he'll be an immigrant now. Like, you
right.
You better show your papers when you cross back.
He want to the whole goddamn state. I'm like, God damn.
Hey man, I've been lobbying to trade Florida for Puerto Rico because Puerto Rico want to be down. And
for real, not the fake nigga, the real motherfucker. Yo, they hurting over that bitch. That got the hurricane over that motherfucker, and Trump throwing over motherfuckers paper towels at your ass.
Like I said, Puerto Rico want to be down. Florida been trying their damnedest to get up out the paint. Puerto Rico, like we just, all we gotta do is, give them a 7th round pick. In Florida, we take Puerto Rico. We in there, man.
Listen to that, congressmen and senators, man. Y'all let Puerto Rico into place.
If you're giving up Florida, and take Texas too.
I mean, look, I'm cool with that too. Texas been trying to go solo for a long time. I think we should just let them do their thing.
They want to be here, be out.
Yo, funny Texas story, real quick. On the back road, coming somewhere from outside of San Antonio, Texas, in 1996, and there was some beef with some Tejanos. And I ain't know. I'm an outsider. I'm from Virginia. I'm just chilling. And before I know it, we on this backcountry road. Next thing I know, he said, duck. Cow, 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 cow. And kept going. I said, oh, I'm going to die.
I'm so glad you didn't.
Man. I appreciate you, Moby. First of all, we are not trading Moby for Dre in a 5th rounder. Fuck that. Like, a 5th rounder and Dre?
Hey man, you got to at least have one dude on a panel that can play basketball, and Dre ain't it.
I take a 5th rounder. Somebody take a 5th rounder.
Man,
and hold on, what sport of a 5th rounder they talking about?
Man, it doesn't matter.
NBA 5th rounder is not the same.
Don't exist.
Don't exist. But NFL 5th rounder is what? Is he making the roster, Commanders?
Man, yeah, he gonna make the roster. But damn, man, why am I gonna give up? Why am I gonna give the franchise for a damn 5th rounder in a person that's questionable?
Stop with that franchise thing, man. This show is Ruben Brown presents the 5-minute warning. That's it. I am a featured artist. I am a background singer. I am a pip. You know what I'm saying? I come back to this one mic.
Hey,
me and AG come we slide right back to the mic.
Are you saying you Ronnie DeVoe?
Oh, I know my lane. You know what I'm saying? I all day.
After you get over Gladys's looks, it's all about the pips.
First for y'all though.
I understand how you feel, my brother. Yeah.
Y'all do. So, first of all, I'd like to thank Marcus J, and Jay Grizzy for coming through on the show. First of all, it's a long show, but I appreciate y'all being here. And the last started from the first second to the last second. So I appreciate y'all. And y'all most definitely, whenever y'all want to be on the show, all you got to do is holler. You are on the show anytime you want. You just let a brother know. So I appreciate you completely. Hey, Moby, thank you for being here today, man. I didn't expect you to be here, but you came through anyway. I appreciate you.
What you think I was gonna stay in West Virginia forever?
I mean, I was hoping you get out of West Virginia as soon as possible, because you know that dang. I mean, that shit happens.
With a column behind them. I'm just
Shout out to my boy AG, who's out in parts unknown, doing what he doing. Listen to the show. Appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody, who chime in on the show. The board is a good part about our show itself, and it's much harder and a lot less funny to do the show without the people on the board. So thank you. What's on my mind is very simple. Hey, if you want to get it done, put your mind to it. If you put your mind to it, you might as well just go ahead and do it. There's no point in sitting here thinking, well, I could do that, or I might do that, or I should do that. Just effing do it. If you want to start a podcast, start your podcast. If you want to build something, go build it. If you want to grow something, go grow it. If you want to have some more kids, you need to talk to somebody first. But I'm just saying, if whatever you want to do is the only person that's holding you back is you. Now, if you're trying to do some illegal shit, then the law's holding you back. You might want to think twice about that. But hey, all I'm saying is, the more time you waste by not doing it is the less you have of it to do. You never know when our time is up. So do what you need to do. Hey, be happy while we on this planet. We wake up with our 2 feet. Let's keep it pushing. So once again, I'd like to thank everybody for being on the show. I'd like to thank the board once again. Hey, next Sunday, Mo B and I'll be back. Once again, AG will be from parts unknown, but we still love him anyway. We love him anyway. And once again, thank you, Marcus J and Jay Grizzy. So just like we say all the time, tell a friend, tell an enemy, just tell somebody about us. And of course, as always, love, peace, hair grease, soul, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW podcast, at Newsman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Newsman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of